So this is really a rare occasion where we're able to present three works that almost capture the progression of an artist's practice from the 1940s through till the 60s and 70s. They're all coming from the same private collection. Many of them actually were hidden away in this private collection and enjoyed privately for decades. So this is really a revealing moment, and seeing them together, you can really get a sense of how Lucian Freud progressed as an artist, and really why he is so significant in terms of his contribution to 20th century British painting. So this portrait is from 1944. This is the earliest in the three works that we have. And as you can see, it's almost on a sort of jewel box-like scale. You have this incredible precision with which the artist has captured his then lover, Lorna Wishart. This was a very strong relationship quite early on in Freud's practice, and he actually only did two paintings of Lorna Wishart, both of which have this flower motif, quite a sort of classical conversation between the sitter and the symbolism. The other one is, she's painted with a daffodil, and that is in the Museum of Modern Art in New York. So the second of the works that we have in this incredible collection is this self-portrait Fragment from 1956, where you have Freud almost emerging from the canvas, almost coming to life in front of the viewer's eyes. Here, when you look at them in the progression of three works, you see quite an important stylistic shift for Lucian. He has, at this point in 56, completely changed actually his paintbrushes. He's moved to what then came to really define his later works, which is this hog's hair brush. And he's using these minute brushstrokes to construct his own profile, almost sort of out of the blue in the center of the canvas, working from the center out. At this moment, Freud is in his 30s. He is really working through one of the first major romantic sort of breakups of his life. He's separated from his wife, Caroline Blackwood. Together they had a very intense relationship. She was one of his muses. And you imagine, as you stand in front of the present work, what is going through the artist's mind as he is using such close and intense contemplation of his own face, while he's also going through this sort of personal trauma, personal change, and what does it mean to really analyze one's own features in that way. This portrait is Sleeping Head from 1961, and across the three, this is where you can see Freud developing a much looser brushstroke. This is a sort of brushstroke technique that would come to define his later large-scale nude figures from the 90s. This Sleeping Head is a portrait of an unknown lady, someone who we believe Freud met in Soho. You know, this is Freud's life at this time in London. And despite its rather intimate scale, you do have a huge sense of presence with these incredibly confident brushstrokes that imbue the figure and the flesh with a real sense of life. Freud's practice is one that's highly guarded by his collectors. And so it's not often that you're able to bring masterpieces of his work to auction. His market is often defined by limited supply at auction. So when there are occasions like this where you're able to bring together three works of such exceptional quality, we do expect there to be strong demand from collectors, not only in the UK, but also globally, in recognition of Freud's sort of standing as one of the greatest portrait painters of the 20th century.